Alright, welcome back to another Spinato Spin. And what we're looking to do here, folks, I'm just going to let it rip. Alright, pretend you're in a crowd, pretend there's a lot of people, cheering around, because I'm going to talk a little loud, a little fast, and a little bit more excited than normal. But that's not good. That is good, actually, because what we want to do is we want to make sure that our message gets across. You know, here's what it's going to take to get to the next level. You got to understand that where you are right now is not going to get you to that next level unless you change your attitude and change the way you look at things. And what you basically believe in is the way things ought to be. You got to get yourself fired up. There's an old saying in sales, we always live by it. You said if you're going to go out and you're going to talk to somebody, in order to get them lifted up, you better be up higher than them, right? That makes sense, right? In other words, you go out and you talk to somebody and you're sitting there at a 6 and they're basically at a 4 and you go in there, that's pretty dead. Nothing's going to happen. Before you go out, you got to get yourself to a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10, a 12 level, and then you got to calm yourself down and go in there and take somebody maybe who's at a 5, right? And lift them up to a 6, a 7. And then they'll start following you. Then they'll start understanding what you're talking about. See, a lot of times people don't know how to communicate. See, most of communication is basically your body. It all comes from your body. I used to do cold calling and calls on the phone and call people up. I'll tell you one thing blew my mind. I saw people sitting there in a chair trying to get somebody convinced to do something. That don't work. That don't work. You got to get yourself up, standing up, breathing heavy, getting yourself fired up. So when your voice comes through that other end of the line, other end of the phone, it comes through to their phone and they hear something excited. They say, what's going on here? What's got this guy fired up? I'll tell you one thing I want you to take away from this little talk tonight. I want you to have no doubt in your mind that the guy who was talking to you tonight was excited. I don't know what he was excited about, but he was fired up. And he wanted to go out there and try to get me fired up. Even if you don't get fired up after what I'm saying, at least you know I was there. At least you know I stood up and fought for whatever I had to do. Always remember that. You always want to go down with your boots on. You want to always be fighting. You're always going to be charged. You never retreat. You're not that kind of person. You got to believe in yourself. The only thing that's going to get you to go from a level where you're at now and up higher is going to be to get yourself motivated, lift yourself up, and feel better about yourself. You know, there's an old saying, that person in the mirror, you can't fool that person in the mirror. You look in that mirror and you see somebody looking back at you, you can't fool them. Only thing that matters is how you and that person in the mirror can relate to each other. You believe in that person? Is that person doing what they say they're going to do? That's the person you want to be. You want to always be a person that people can count on, people can rely on. You want to do whatever you can, whenever you can, to help people out and do good things for them. But at the same time, you don't want to be dragged down. You know, there's a little picture I have up here. Show me the picture of the thermometer. Do it. That goes without saying. Here you go. Let me ask you a question. All right? Understand this question and you might change your life. Are you a thermometer or a thermostat? What do you do? What does a thermostat do and what does a thermometer do? Well, what a thermometer does, it feeds back the temperature of the room, right? Somebody raised their hand over there? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's all it does. But what does a thermostat do? Thermostat sets the temperature. Well, which one are you? You the one who walks in there and you just say, oh yeah, this is a dead situation, so I'll just reply in a dead way. No, you're a thermostat. You're going to go in there, the room's too hot, you're going to cool it down. But if the room's too cold, you're going to heat it up. That's what a thermostat does. You set the temperature for what you want it to be. Hey, how you doing? How's everything going? Great. How's everything? Everything doing well? Wonderful, wonderful, fantastic. I'll tell you what, I heard the weather's going to change. Really? Yeah, it's going to do. What do you like to do in that kind of weather, when the weather gets nice? Stuff like that, folks. Be friendly. Do things to help people. Lift them up. A random act of kindness goes a long way, folks. One random act of kindness can change somebody's day, can change somebody's week, can change somebody's life. You never know. You never know what that person's going through. There's no way you can know. So you never know what you got to say. You never know exactly how you got to say it. But just always have that in mind. What can I do to lift this person up? I don't know if it's going to help them, but at least I gave it my shot. I gave my shot. Now here's the way you want to do it. You got 8 little things here, 8 quick hits, and then we'll get out of here on this. I want to just go over this with you. Number 1, don't let the bitchers, the moaners, the complainers change you and make you negative. Right? You're a leader. You're a motivator. You're a builder. You're a coach. You ain't no banker. You ain't there to loan money, and you ain't no psychiatrist. Whenever someone starts telling you their mental problems and all this and that, say, time out. I'm not like that. I'm about a person that wants to win. I want people that want to do something special. Give your time and your effort to people that earn it. People that want to do something. People that are moving. Your guy says, well, I'm waiting for the Lord to steer me. Hey, buddy, the Lord will not steer a parked car. All right? We want people that are moving. We want people that are going forward. And it gets back to the second one. Treat people right. Treat people right. Treat them good. Treat them like you want to be treated. Make them feel like something special. Everyone's got a flashing sign on them, right? Says, tell me something good about me. Make me feel special. That's what you're looking for. You're looking to do those kind of things. You want to make sure that you spend time with the people that want it, and you treat people good. The other thing is, don't listen to the gloom and doom crowd. They drag you right down. You know, here's something you got to understand about you. If you want to do something special, I motivated your butt, got you going. All right, now listen, that happens now. As soon as you go out, you tell somebody, hey, you know, I got to get myself positive, get myself going, blah, blah, blah. Oh, why you want to do that, man? You're just hanging out with us, just chilling. Calm down, man. You'll be all right. It's calm down. You know why people don't want you to go ahead and do something special? It's for the same reason all the time, folks. They don't want to make themselves feel bad. See, if you start in the same spot they were, and you went ahead and did something special, it's going to make them feel bad. So deep down inside, you could say, oh, you know, he's not telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, folks. That's what's going on. They're saying, oh, man, I hope John, I hope Jim, whatever your name is, I hope he doesn't do better than me. I feel bad about myself then. So they're going to do whatever they can to pull you down. Don't let them do that. Don't listen to the gloom and doom crowd. Do something special. You know what else, too? Number 4, don't listen to what other people say. They're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you whether or not you're an idiot or you're a great guy. They're going to talk about you. There's an old joke there. Said, well, you know, one day I had a lot of money, and I saw somebody in line didn't have a lot of money, and I shot up to the front of the bank line, and they took care of my money right away. Well, you know what happened? A lot of people behind me got upset. They said, well, you know, why did he get better treatment? Well, he has more money in the bank than you do. That's right, I had no money in the bank at the time, right? You see what I'm saying? They're always going to talk about you, no matter what you do. They're always going to talk about you. So don't worry about what other people say. Okay? The other thing is number 5, and this is probably one of the better ones. Don't worry about things you can't control. You see, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, and it's going to go down at the end of the day. And it's going to come up the next day and go down the next day. You see, that stuff's not going to happen. You have no control over that. You just got to let it go. All right? You got to just let it go and let it be what it's got to be. All right? You can't control it. You sit around and say, oh, boy, I hope the sun comes up tomorrow. What are you, crazy? You can't think that way. You got to focus on things you can control. You got to focus on things you can have an impact on. Here's another thing, too, that holds a lot of people back. Don't worry about making mistakes. You're going to make mistakes anyway. What the heck's the sense of worrying about them? Get out there. Give something a try. Try to do something. Oh, I got to lose 20 pounds. I got to lose 15. Well, go ahead. Go out there and do something. Well, I don't know. I didn't read the right cookbook here. Didn't show me what to eat. Don't worry about it. Get out there. Start running. Start moving around. Do something. Make yourself feeling good. Well, I don't know if the girl's going to like me. Ask her anyway. You'll never know until you ask her, right? You'll never know. Well, geez, should I ask the boss for? I don't know if you ask the boss for a raise. I'll tell you one thing, though. If you got to ask the boss for a raise, you better be willing to work a lot harder and maybe work somewhere else, okay? And get an extra part-time job or set a goal. Figure out what you want to do and how much you want to make. All that stuff comes into play. And here's another one for you, folks. After not worrying about making mistakes, get yourself a hero. You know what a hero is? Somebody you're proud of. Somebody you look up to. You say, wow, man, things go right. I'd love to be doing what he's doing. You know, they asked Matthew McConaughey this question, and I thought this was an awesome answer. It's one of the better answers I've ever heard. Now, this is all about goal setting. This is all about having a vision of what you want to be and who you want to be. They said, McConaughey, what do you want to be? And who exactly is your hero? Who's your hero? You know what he said? He said, it's me in 5 years. 5 years down the road, I'll be my hero because I'll be so proud of what I achieved. Man, that's a guy with a vision. That's a guy who believes where he's going. That's one thing about leadership, folks. If you don't know where the heck you're going, people aren't going to follow you. But once you set your mind, you want to know where you set your mind, you know exactly where you're going, people will follow you. They'll see the look in your eye. Old saying about a guy, gold miner, back in the day. He walked into town. He had hit the gold strike. Found a lot of gold. Nobody was around when he found it. He walked in, bought some supplies, went out. He's going to go ahead and pick all of his gold and get everything done. All of a sudden, he starts walking towards where he had to go to get the gold. The whole town is following him. The whole town is following him. He turns around and goes, what are you people following me for? He goes, you struck gold. He goes, I didn't tell you anything about me striking gold. He said, you don't have to tell us anything. We could tell by the look in your eye. Can people tell by the look in your eye you know where you're going? Can they tell you're a person of vision? Can they tell you're a person like Matthew McConaughey's going to be proud of himself? 5 years, that'll be his hero? That's the question, folks. Those are the things I want to cover. Let's wrap it up with this. What's the other thing? What's the 8th thing that we were going to cover? How about always be excited? Always be pumped up. Always look for a reason to get pumped up. Think about things that excite you. Think about things that make you feel grateful. Think about things that you're proud of. Start thinking in a positive way. The old saying, you can't get yourself motivated, excited, go in the closet, give yourself a pep talk. Always be pumped up. People want to follow people that are excited and pumped up. No one wants to follow a dull, disillusioned, daggum crybaby like all those half-butted politicians out there, right? No one wants to follow them. They want to follow people that are excited, motivated, know where they're going, want to do something special. You be that kind of person. I'm excited as all get out, and I hope you guys have a great week and enjoy the awesome weather. We'll catch you next week.